we are going to start off with a new topic, that is cooperative society. In this video, I would be covering what do we mean by cooperative society, what are its key features, and how a cooperative society is different from a joint stock company. Now, let's start off with the meaning of cooperative society. Children, before knowing the meaning of cooperative societies, let us know why did they came into being. Children, when we talk about the cooperative society, cooperative movement is the outcome, children, of the economic and social imbalance which was created by the Industrial Revolution. Children, due to the Industrial Revolution, there was a division in the society among the capitalists, that is the rich people, and the labor class. The capitalist children, they started exploiting the labor and other weaker section of the society for their selfish gains, due to which children, the weaker section of the society started the cooperative movement to protect and promote their interests against such kind of exploitation. So we can say, children, the two principles on which a cooperative society functions is number one, each for all and all for each. Number two, it also runs on the principle of self-help through mutual aid. Now let us know the meaning of cooperative society to make the things much more clearer. Children, when we talk about the meaning of cooperative society, a cooperative society is a form of organization wherein persons associate together voluntarily and on equal basis to further their common interest. Children, when we talk about a cooperative society, it is a voluntary association and the membership is also voluntarily, that is at your own free will. A person is free to join a cooperative society and he may leave it at any time as per his desires. Children, there is limited liability of the members of the cooperative society. That is, the liability is limited to the extent of the amount contributed by the members as capital. Children, when we talk about a cooperative society, what do we mean by the word cooperative? The word cooperative means working together and with others for a common purpose. The cooperative societies, children, is a voluntary association of persons who join together with the motive of welfare of the members of that cooperative society. They join to protect themselves from the possible exploitation by middlemen who desire to earn greater profits. So, children, we can say a cooperative society is compulsorily required to be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. Kindly note it down, they have to be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. For setting up a cooperative society, children, the consent of at least 10 adult persons to form a society is required. Another feature to it is that the capital of society, that is the cooperative society, is raised from its members through issue of shares. The society acquires a distinct legal entity after its registration, just like in the case of a joint stock company. Children, when we talk about a cooperative society, it is a special form of organization. Children, it differs from other major forms of organization as it is set up not to earn profit, kindly note it down, but to render services to its members. So, children, we can say a cooperative society is defined as an association of individuals who voluntarily pool their resources for carrying on certain business for the mutual welfare of the members themselves. According to children, the International Labour Office, Cooperative society is defined as an association of persons, usually of limited means, who have voluntarily joined together to achieve a common economic end and through the formation of democratically controlled business organization, making equitable contribution to the capital required, accept a fair share of risk and benefits of the undertaking. That simply means it is a voluntary association which is being done for the economic purpose, but the people who come together, they invest equal amount towards the capital and they share the risk and the benefits also. So, children, we can say that the foundation of a cooperative organization is based on rendering services to the members of the organization and not to earn profit. There is a cooperation among the members, whereas there is no competition. It aims at moral solidarity towards its members. The motto of a cooperative society is each for all and all for each. So, children, we would sum up this by saying that a cooperative society is based on the principle of self help, mutual help, and the primary motive and service towards the members of the cooperative society. Now, let us discuss about the features of cooperative society. The first feature of a cooperative society is voluntary association. Yes, children, the membership of a cooperative society is voluntary in nature. Anybody having a common interest is free to join a cooperative society. The members can also leave the society at any time after giving a proper notice. Another feature is equal voting rights. Yes, children, a cooperative society is based on the principle of one man, one vote. A member has only one vote, irrespective of the number of shares held by him. So, we can say that a cooperative society runs on the democratic principle. Another feature towards the cooperative society is religious and political neutrality. Children, when we talk about it, the membership of a cooperative society is open to all, irrespective of the caste, color, creed, religion, or political affiliation. New members are always welcome to join the cooperative society. Cooperative society, children, represents the universal brotherhood. Another feature to it is separate legal entity. Yes, children, a cooperative society is required to be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. The registration provides it a separate legal entity. Its existence is quite different from its members, just like in the case of a joint stock company. Children, the death, insolvency, retirement of any member does not affect its existence. It can sue and be sued in its own name. It can make agreements as well as purchase and sell property in its name. Another feature to the cooperative society is the service motive. A cooperative society is based on the service motive of its members. Its main aim, children, is to provide service to the members and not to maximize the profit. Earning profit is most important objective of other forms of business organization, whereas it is not so in case of cooperatives. Another feature to the cooperative society is distribution of surplus. Children, members are paid dividend and bonus out of the profits of the cooperative society. This bonus is given according to the volume of business transacted by each member of the cooperative society. This simply means that a member with a small capital contribution can receive a relatively large share in the profit if he has a large number of transactions with the society. A limited dividend up to 10% is distributed on the share capital. The next is state control. Cooperative societies' children are subjected to the regulations and control by the government. In India, a cooperative society can be registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912 or the State Cooperative Societies Act. Another feature is the elimination of the middlemen. Children, if you remember, the main objective of a cooperative society, as discussed earlier, is to eliminate the middlemen and to establish a direct contact between members and customers. This ensures availability of goods at fair prices and minimizes any kind of unhealthy competition in the economy. The next is cash trading. Generally, children, a cooperative society buys and sells goods on cash basis. Cash trading does not involve any kind of bad debts and credit collection expenses. So, children, it helps the society to have a good working capital and to maintain the short term solvency also. So, a cooperative society, children, generally does not work on credit. It does not provide any kind of credit to the people. Another feature is audit. Accounts of cooperative societies' children are audited by the auditors appointed by the government under the supervision and control of the registrar of the cooperative societies. The next is the principle of self and mutual help. Yes, children, cooperative societies promote the common interest of its members through self help and mutual help. Democratic management. According to the general meetings of the cooperative society, children, which is held every year, in which the managing committee is elected, which manages the affairs of the cooperative society. The next is perpetual existence. Existence, children, of a cooperative remains unaffected by the death or insolvency of any of its members. So, we can say that a cooperative society has a perpetual existence, just like the case of the joint stock companies. So, children, with this, we have covered the features of the cooperative societies. Now, let us know a brief about the differentiate, or we can say the difference between the joint stock companies and the cooperative societies. The first thing which distinguishes the cooperative society and a joint stock company is the basic objective. Yes, children. The primary objective of a cooperative society, as discussed, is to provide service, whereas a company seeks to earn profit. This does not mean that the cooperative society does not earn any kind of profits or a company does not render any services to the society. It simply means that all the activities of a cooperative society are guided by the service motive, whereas when we talk about the company, its activities are guided and inspired by the profit making. The next thing which distinguishes between both of them, which differentiates between a cooperative society and a joint stock company, is number of members. Yes, children. The minimum number of persons is 7 in a public company and 2 in a private company. Whereas a cooperative society requires, as discussed earlier also, at least 10 members. The maximum number of members is 50 in private company and 100 in cooperative societies. There is no maximum limit in case of public companies and non-credit cooperative societies. Members' liability. Yes, children. The liability of members of a company is generally limited to the face value of shares held by them. Whereas the members of a cooperative society can opt for unlimited liability, but in practice, children, their liability is also limited in nature. The next thing which differentiates between both of them is membership. The membership of a cooperative society is open to all, and new members are also welcomed. Whereas in case of company, it closes the list of members as soon as the capital is fully subscribed. The management and control. Children, the management of a cooperative society is democratic as each member has one vote and there is no system of proxy. Whereas in case of company, the number of votes depend on the number of shares and proxies held by the members. The next feature which distinguishes both of them is distribution of surplus. The profit of companies are distributed as dividends in portion of the capital contributed by the members, whereas in case of children, the cooperative society, as discussed earlier also, minimum part of surplus must be set aside as reserve and it should be distributed among the members. They need to pay at least 10% of dividend to the members on the share capital. The next is the government statute. Cooperative societies, children, are regulated under the Cooperative Societies Act as discussed earlier also 1912. Whereas children, a joint stock company, they are governed by the Companies Act 2013. So children, in today's video, we had discussed about the meaning of cooperative society. We have also discussed about the key features of the cooperative society and the distinction between both of them, that is the cooperative society and the joint stock companies. Take care. Please carefully watch the video and clear your doubts over the Microsoft Teams session. Thank you. Have a good day.